Hey, good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone today? This is Tina, the Keto Coach, with Friday Night Treats with Tina. Yes, I am here, enjoying this wonderful weather and all of that fun stuff. Yes, indeed. So today, I want to go ahead and make me some salmon cakes, keto salmon cakes. You'll see how they work. It's not that much of a difference or a variance from regular salmon cakes. I add a little special touch to mine. Hopefully, this will be quick and to the point today. Yes, indeed. Just want to say thank you again for tuning in, for watching, for recommending me, for sharing, and sending all your love, your hearts, and all of that stuff on my pages and on my social media sites. And those of you that aren't familiar with, I'm on basically the majority of the most popular social media. Feel free to look at my description link. You'll see information as far as Twitter, LinkedIn, and all of that stuff. You can go ahead and connect with me and all of that. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and start off with these beautiful salmon cakes. I got the pink salmon. I already opened the can. Usually, I actually prefer the red salmon. To me, I think that tastes a lot better. To me, it does. And sometimes I know we stress when you're doing keto or carnivore to eat the meat. But yes, you can have the seafood. Yes, you've seen me eat the shrimp and all of that stuff. But yes, definitely have your fish. Have your salmon. And the fattier the fish, you have your salmon, mackerel, sardines, those things of that nature are excellent on this type of a program. So I'm going to mash this salmon up. Don't have to remove anything. Keep the skin, the bones, and all of that stuff in here. Mashing it up good. I'm going to add an egg. 1 egg to that. Don't need a whole lot. Just enough to bind it together really nice. Sometimes I add 2. Depends on the type of consistency that I may want. Like I said, I'm not really much of a recipe follower, measurer type of a person. Once you get into the groove, you make things to your own taste, the basics. And since I like smoked salmon, I'm going to add a little smoke flavor. This is hickory smoke. I'm going to add like a teaspoon of that to this mix. Don't need a whole lot because you don't want that to overpower your salmon. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and add my famous garlic seasoning that I do love. See, basic cooking, basic seasonings are pretty much the same all the way around. Like I always say, it's only a few ways you can make a cake, no matter what kind of cake it is. I mean, it really is. And my other binding ingredient that I like to use, and I got my stove on now. Of course, I'm going to cook this in my cast iron skillet. Let me check this heat over here. Checking the heat. And I'm going to grab my, what is it? My coconut flour. Grabbing this coconut flour. Yes, when I open these coconut flours and nut flours that I use, remember you have to refrigerate these. So I like to make sure I seal them down because they don't really have a sealer, and I put them in a Ziploc bag also, so that helps preserve them. So what I'm going to do is add a 1/4 cup, if I get this open, a 1/4 cup of coconut flour to this. Let me get that 1/4 cup. Add that. Make sure this is compressed back down again so I can put this back in my Ziploc bag so I can put it in the refrigerator. See, basic stuff like that, help you make things easier for you, no matter what nutritional plan or dietary plan that you're following. It just makes things a lot easier for you. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this. Coconut flour absorbs a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and make little patties out of this. Let me turn this fire down over on my stove. I'm going to make patties. You make them to your desire. Small, medium, large, however you want to do it. See, I didn't put salt in it, not because I'm avoiding salt, but usually fish like this, when it's packed in a can, it already has enough salt in it. If you want more salt, feel free to add more salt to it if you like. You can do that. See, just grab a ball full and flatten them out with your hands, and if yes, my hands are very clean. Some people add cheese, like I was telling you all that I'm avoiding the cheese and the nuts for a minute because I have a goal that I like to meet. Still running slow, like I shared with you all. Everybody's body is different. My body is a little resistant, but hey, all we can do is the best we can, as long as you stick to it and you see other nutritional benefits to following this kind of lifestyle. That's the thing. As long as you see other benefits. I am 100 pounds or so, much less than what I used to be. That is for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. Wash my hands really quickly. Get the fish off. Just washed my hands for you. And I'm going to go ahead and lay these patties in this pan. Like I said, I wish I had an extra camera or extra person to help with this, but that's okay. Eventually that's coming in the future. I'm putting all 6 of them in this pan. They really don't take that long to cook at all, you know. Like I said, cooking, don't make it hard. It's easy, especially if you're trying to make sure that you want to eat right, you want to eat healthy, or whatever you deem that to be. You know, so I think a lot of people still struggle with this type of a lifestyle, with eating the meats, especially the pork. You know, I understand people don't eat the pork for, you know, spiritual reasons or religious reasons and stuff, and that's fine. If you can't do the pork, that's okay. But pork actually has a lot of benefits in it. And just to think, years ago, before I embarked on my journey to be low carb and keto, I didn't eat pork or beef from the age of 13 almost to like my early 30s. Wow. But I got to the point I got so desperate and I felt like, okay, I need to do something. Everything I was doing wasn't working. And I guess my body likes to get used to things, and other things like my numbers. When I go to the doctors, they weren't the way I wanted them to be, or what they should be, especially when I was much younger. So I had to make a change. Luckily I'm one of those type of people. I don't get married to or make a religion of my dietary intake. If it's working, it's working. If it's not, it's not. It's time to find out what else I can do. But for so far, being low carb, keto, and even carnivore has been more sustaining for me. It's actually had positive changes in my health. And yes, I have lost 100 pounds. What else? My skin, like I said, I'm way in past my mid-50s. I'll be 60 in a few years. You know, I think I look pretty good, you know. No cosmetic surgeries and all of that stuff, because like I said, I'm a regular person. Can't afford to do that kind of stuff, you know. So I have to do the best that I can, exercise at home, and do certain things just to show you that regular people can do this too. So that's what my journey is, and to help you all. Now, pretty soon, I'm considering having group sessions, I have a group on Facebook, but I mean, something maybe once a week or once a month, we can all meet each other and talk, and you can share your experiences, and it's going to be a private group within my Keto Chit Chat with Tina, the Keto Coach. So you can all, you'll see that in my description box. Make sure you subscribe to that private group, because pretty soon I'm going to have private group sessions with a certain amount of people. I'm trying to determine how many people I want to have. I don't want to have too many, because I want to make sure you all have the allotted time that you need to talk about and even connect with each other and talk to each other and stuff. So I want to do that for you all too. So it's good to have support. And then those of you have families like I do, everybody in your family is not into this. They're not they're not keto. I have a family like that. That's a blessing to me. That really helped fortify what I'm doing and how I'm doing what I'm doing, and sticking to the process of this whole journey that I've been experiencing for actually 20 years. Like I said, it's taken me a long time to lose the weight and all of that stuff, but I really enjoy it. My family eats some of the stuff that I make, but not everything that I make. You know, they still eat the rice, the corn, and the carrots, and the yuca, and all of the stuff like that, which is fine, you know, but my body can't tolerate that, you know. So, and another thing, inflammation. It helps you. Those of you that have issues with inflammation in your body, you may have issues with arthritis, you'll find that this lifestyle, not diet, lifestyle, will give you some relief. And remember, like I always say, I'm not a doctor. I'm not licensed in anything. The only license I have is a driver's license. But consult with your doctor. A lot of doctors are starting to come around to this, because they're starting to see that a lot of people are having benefits with eating meat again. Not that much vegetable, just the cruciferous vegetables, your avocado, especially if you're strict keto, you know, and everything. And some of you, and unfortunately, yes, ladies, I have to say, some of us have to chill out on the cheese. I know sometimes you all will see a lot of recipes, ketogenic recipes online, you know, but a lot of them, you use a lot of cheese, but I had to back away from that a little bit. I think I'm going to start, well, actually, I am going to start using cheese as just a treat, like when I make the pizza, and I love my no-bake cheesecakes, and experiment with different flavors and stuff like that. I'm going to, you know, back off. I'm not having it every day with 2 or 3 meals a day. Just having just basically my meat, my fat, make sure the macros are in, and maybe avocado, and that's it. Let me check these patties. Let me see if they need to be turned. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're beautiful. Looking pretty good. Turning them over. Okay. And that's going to be a quick lunch for me, for sure. And I want to show you all what that looks like. Like I said, easy. Garlic seasoning, onion seasoning, and a little bit of smoke, an egg, some coconut flour. Easy. Easy. Don't even have to write this down. So some of you all may be having lunch or getting ready to have lunch, or you want a quick Friday dinner. Those of you that really like salmon a lot. Now salmon, like I said, I prefer the red salmon over the pink salmon. And I usually, if I eat a fish like this, is because I think it's time my body needs to have fish like that. Usually, I'm a shellfish girl, you know, being from Baltimore, born and raised in Baltimore and stuff. So I like to go ahead and just, I figured my body needs the salmon in it, so I'm going to go ahead and eat the salmon. So I'm going to get mustard. Instead of something with cheese in it, it's something to have with it. That's what I'm going to do. Get my little bit of mustard. Shake it up. I hate when you squeeze the mustard out of the bottle and the water is there, so let's try to avoid that. Yes, so I'm going to stick this in here so it can stay upside down. I need to get some more, that's for sure. Time to go grocery shopping. Oh, and another thing, as far as being strict keto, be mindful of the beverages that you drink and buy out of the store. There are some beverages out that I like. I have them periodically. but not every day, not even once a week. They have sucralose in it, the stuff that comes from the yellow pack, and I think I've mentioned this before. Try to avoid that if you can. Just get the beverages that are sweetened with stevia or monk fruit or xylitol or erythritol instead. I know xylitol and erythritol sounds chemical. Not really. They're actually better for you. They're even pretty good for your teeth. And the xylitol actually comes from the birch tree. It's from the birch tree. It's a sweetener, kind of like what is it? Maple syrup from a maple tree. So, but don't have the maple syrup because that's still sugary. That's still sugar, and your body will still react, and you won't stay or go into ketosis. Ketosis is when you train your body to burn the fat that's already stored and not carbohydrates and sugars, which is what you want to do. That's the whole premise of being ketogenic and carnivore. You want to make sure your body, like our ancient ancestors, that they ate mostly meat, not all of these grains like we've been taught to believe that they did. They ate meat, they hunted, they gathered, but hunted, and they ate the meat, they ate the muscle meat, they ate the organ meat. Like I said, I'm still struggling with the organ meat piece. And I learned from somewhere, I forgot where, that especially with liver, beef liver tastes a little strong. I have to mix it with ground beef. Next time, I don't know when, but I'll show you all a recipe to how to mix a piece of liver with your ground meat and make some patties that you can store in the freezer and take them out periodically. I notice when I eat that, I get used to the taste, but I feel full and satisfied. And also make sure I add some other type of fat to that. Just like with these salmon cakes, I want to add not just the mustard, but I'm going to add some more fat to it as I'm eating it, like some butter, real butter. You can use salted butter, unsweetened butter, or whatever you want. And that's hard to digest, no pun intended, that you can eat the meat, especially the fattiest part of the meat, and you have to add more fat. So you have to make sure you have to 70% fat, but that's also included with the meats and everything. And a lot of you will see some drastic results in your health and body if you really research and study how to do the ketogenic lifestyle and how it programs your body. And it's so beneficial, especially as you get older. I'm amazed that I can run up and down the steps in my house. And most people my age, unless they're athletic and have been athletic, I've never been athletic, can only do that. Somebody like me that was supposed to not be able to do that at this point in my life, I'm able to do that. So this is what I want to share with you all. This is what I want to share. Let me check these cakes right now. Oh yes, looking good. I'm going to see how pretty that is. Nice and golden brown. See that? Nice and golden brown. Let me taste it plain, regular. And of course, you know I like my mustard. For my next one, I'll probably add butter. But this is good as it is. Let me see if I can open my mustard. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, but things that you see in the store that says keto, sugar-free, read the labels because it's not what it says it is. Even desserts and snacks. If they have tapioca starch in it, potato starch, it's not keto. So yes, you're going to have to get in the kitchen and make it yourself. Just like I see a lot of these recipes out here, people are doing the sausage with the cheese in it, see, cheese and everything. But that brand of sausage that everybody is using has corn syrup in it and some other ingredient in it that's not really ketogenic. I don't know if that, some people's body might respond to it, some may not. And you might be perfectly fine following that recipe, but try to look out for that or make your own sausage. I mean, this is things to get your health back that some of us are going to find that we're going to have to do. This is delicious. I wish you could try this. Oh, and also, I can't stress enough, and the best thing about keto that I do love and carnivore, make sure you're eating enough. some people, because we're so programmed to the low calorie, low fat, but you need calories, you need fat. The only thing you need to lower is your carbohydrates and your sugar. Make sure you're eating enough. Make sure you're eating enough fat, enough meat, a little bit of cruciferous veg, and try to keep your magnesium, salt, and potassium at good levels. They make all of those electrolyte salts that you can purchase, and you can even make your own. Do that. And you'll find that you'll sleep better also. Like I promised you all, I was going to make this short and sweet, like me. Couldn't help that. I just want to thank you all for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. You all are fabulous. I love you all. Thank you for continuing to recommend me, comment, share, and all of that stuff. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful for it. You just don't know. Once again, this has been Friday Night Treats with Tina. This is Tina the Keto Coach, and thank you again. See you all later. Bye-bye.